From missed dunks to bathroom troubles, these are NBA players' most humiliating moments. NBA players are known to deliver moments of consistent brilliance. However, we simply can't look the other way when they look like they can't get their stuff together. Just like the time Chris Paul couldn't get his defense together. You see, way before Chris Paul and Curry would ever dream of playing together, Curry once handed Chris Paul the most humiliating moment of his career. Way back in 2015, in a Warriors vs Clippers showdown, Steph Curry showed no mercy as he sent Chris Paul to the ground just before hitting a basket.
Curry inline shakes Paul out of his boot.
Damn, if I was Chris Paul, I would have retired immediately after the game. But if that was straight up humiliating, I wonder what Paul Pierce would say about this. Aside from LeBron, there's only one other thing that Paul Pierce dreads so much that he's willing to fake an injury to avoid it. Now, back in 2009, everyone received quite a shock when Paul Pierce was stretchered out due to an injury. But a few minutes later, he was back on the court. This made people think Paul Pierce had some super genes that quickly made him recover. However, this remained a mystery until Paul Pierce revealed the secret. Paul Pierce admitted that he faked an injury so he could use the restroom. This was really crazy to believe, especially since Paul Pierce really put up an act and made everyone think this injury was so severe.
Just had to go to a bathroom.
Number one or
I had to go to the bathroom.
But why did you need a wheelchair to get to the bathroom?
It was that bad.
Something went down. I had to go to the bathroom.
Someone give this man an Oscar award for the top acting in the league. Now, if there was an award for the worst tribute in NBA history, it's got to be DWade. DWade had a fantastic time with the Heats, and throughout his career, DWade performed at a consistent level. But in what would be his final game with the Heat, Dwayne Wade faced the most embarrassing moment of his whole career. After dropping 30 points in the game, it was clear DWade was having a good tribute, but everything went to a 0 when DWade attempted to do this table celebration for the last time. DWade missed and accidentally fell off the table.
That was tragic. Let's try it again. Let's do it this way. All right.
It was honestly quite poetic that his last embarrassing moment would come in his final match. You know what else is poetic? We've gotten a quarter into the video, and still coming up, we've got moments from hair fallouts, wearing the wrong shorts, to getting drunk mid-game. If I was you, I'd stay locked in. Stephen Curry is arguably the best shooter the NBA has ever seen. And really, there are no major flaws to his game. Except dunking. Although Curry has some sick dunks in his collection, the most popular are the ones he's missed. But an even more memorable miss was when Curry slipped right before the rim in an uncontested open dunk.
And look out, Curry slipped.
Damn. That was embarrassing. But when it comes to open dunk misses, Curry is in great company with the GOATs, let me tell you. During the 2023 playoffs, LeBron had the worst dunk of his career. After receiving the ball, LeBron was all alone at the rim, and everyone was ready to hear the rim go bang.
Back goes up. Oh, he lost control.
LeBron attempted a reverse alley-oop slam, but somehow the ball slipped right off his hands in the air. Clearly, LeBron couldn't believe his eyes, and neither did anyone else. While that was going on, fans also dug out an old video of Jordan missing an uncontested open dunk. Well, maybe in the end, the GOATs are only just humans. But while open dunk misses are embarrassing, missing an uncontested layup is terribly awkward. In a game against the Heat, opposite teammates and fans were surprised Lonzo Ball missed an open layup. After receiving a pass close to the rim, Lonzo Ball had about 3 seconds all alone to get the ball into the rim. Lonzo Ball went up for a layup, which was easier than a dunk. Unfortunately, he missed. He attempted again and still missed.
Lonzo's got it. What a dish. Oh, he blows the layup.
Damn! The disappointment on his face was evident, but not as clear as LeBron's, who was disappointed he wasted a beautiful assist. But what could be worse than missing a wide open layup? What about showing up to a game wearing the wrong shorts? In a game against the Lakers, Michael Beasley reminded everyone why they don't rate him seriously in the game. Aside from registering poor minutes and even starved off minutes, Michael Beasley gets clumsy and hardly looks like a basketball player. This was evident again, as he had one of the most embarrassing moments in basketball history. In the middle of a game, Michael Beasley was about to be subbed in, and that was when he discovered he was wearing the wrong shorts.
Michael Beasley looking to check in for the Lakers, and then is told
Hey, Michael, come on back. You're wearing the wrong shorts.
Michael Beasley jugged down the dressing room like nothing happened, but that couldn't cover the embarrassment. No doubt Michael Beasley is quite clumsy and not the smartest of players, but if anyone had a better resume of embarrassing moments, it'd be J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith has had quite a career. Aside from his 2016 run during their championship win, J.R. Smith would be constantly remembered for his most embarrassing moment. Now you see, let me take you back in time. It was game 1 of the Cavs against the Warriors in the 2018 playoffs. J.R. Smith committed one of the most embarrassing blunders that will haunt every NBA fan's memory for the rest of their lives. While the game was tied and with just seconds left on the clock, the Cavs were in possession and looking to seal the game off. Unfortunately, J.R. Smith had other ideas. J.R. Smith got an offensive rebound, and with 5 seconds left on the clock, his teammates expected him to make a play with the ball. But instead, J.R. Smith made a blunder as he dribbled out from the rim and tried to wind down the last 5 seconds.
Hill misses. Rebound goes to the Cavs. J.R. Smith brings it back out. Throws it to Hill. Hill shot blocked.
LeBron was screaming at him, "Shoot the ball!" But J.R. Smith appeared lost and didn't hear a thing. The only reasonable explanation has to be J.R. Smith was probably high on something. Speaking of getting high, Westbrook had everyone thinking he was drunk during a game. Russell Westbrook is one of the most athletic players in the NBA, but often he tends to perform below par, and other times he does some embarrassing stuff, just like when he suddenly got drunk mid-game. In an OKC vs Grizzlies game, Russell Westbrook held the ball, attempting to start up a play, but instead, he kept staggering and looked like he couldn't stand.
And a wide gap. That won't appear on Westbrook's personal highlight film, I can guarantee you that.
This was embarrassing and at the same time, shocking that it left fans with no explanation but to believe he was probably high before the game. What a guy, what a guy. Now we've gotten to the top 3 moments in this video, and as you know, these moments are straight up crazy and embarrassing. There's no way we'd make a humiliating moment video without adding what John Collins did on Joel Embiid. John Collins totally embarrassed Embiid at the rim and even off the court. You see, during a game between Atlanta Hawks and the 76ers, Embiid suffered the most humiliating moment of his career when he received a poster from John Collins. John Collins rose above Embiid and dunked it so hard, Embiid felt it on his face.
Porter lobs. Oh, Collins with one hand on top of Embiid.
Damn. But that wasn't all. John Collins made sure the humiliation was complete when he rocked up to his presser, putting on a shirt with a picture of the dunk. This was definitely all levels of pettiness included. While at the presser, John Collins constantly flashed the picture in front of the t-shirt. Poor Embiid. Wonder how the big man felt after this. He probably felt the same way Shaq felt when he got blocked by a 5'9" Nate Robinson. Shaq suffered one of the most humiliating defeats when Nate Robinson got a vengeance block on him. Shaq, who stood at 7 feet, was clearly the favorite in a showdown against Nate Robinson. However, Nate beat the odds when he denied Shaq a dunk in the most disrespectful manner.
Turns baseline. Uh-oh, blocked by Nate Robinson, who talks junk right at Shaq.
Nate's block had Big Shaq tumbling over. And of course, the loud cheers from the crowd made it sting even harder. And yeah, we're down to the #1 moment, but before then, now we all know wardrobe malfunctions are pretty typical, but a hair malfunction is crazy and pretty wild. And that was the case for LeBron. You see, during a game against the Utah Jazz, LeBron's hairline was receding in real time, and patches of his hair were going off. The video also caught it as his teammate Anthony Davis told LeBron about his hair malfunction. Before the incident, LeBron was clearly getting bald, but after the summer break, LeBron came back with a proper hairline which had everyone talking. Apparently, LeBron did a hair transplant, but after the hair malfunction, it looked like the barber didn't do a pretty good job. While his hair falling off was a pretty embarrassing moment as fans continuously joked about it, while many suggested he quit fighting it and accept he's gone bald. Well, aside from the obvious hair loss, there's so much to the journey of LeBron's rise to fame, and if you're interested, we had a clue in one of our videos and you pretty much should check it out. Thank you for watching and bye for now.